Yo, Panther Nation. Guys, I'll give you an update on the Panthers training camp. But before we get into that, I need y'all to do me a huge favor. I need you to punch that like button. All right, that helps the channel out. So more likes, the better. All right, then it helps me out so I can keep putting out this raw content for y'all. After the video's over with, comment down below, give me your opinion. All right, so let's get into the training camp sesh. So yesterday the Panthers had a day off, and they're back at it on Thursday, today, on the practice field at Bank of America Stadium. The unfortunate theme of the day was the multiple players getting attention from the training staff for various reasons throughout the 3-hour-long training camp session. The majority returned to practice, but as the numbers around the league continue to increase at camps, it will be something to keep an eye on. So injuries that we have had right now is wide receiver Keith Kirkwood, okay? Broken clavicle. He's going to be out for several weeks. And then wide receiver Oman Bayless's knee. He remained out of practice today, and some injuries for you. So the top things today that I heard, and linebacker Shaq Thompson, this is kind of funny to me. Linebacker Shaq Thompson was late to practice today after dropping his kids off at school. But then the sad part is then he did not participate due to tightness in his groin. So as of right now, he is day to day. Defensive end Bravion Roy missed practice due to a non-COVID illness that Rule described as a stomach stuff. Don't know what that's about, but I'm sure we'll hear more about it. And then Tamarick Hemingway still has a concussion, is making his way through the protocol, wore a green non-contact jersey at practice, the same color the quarterbacks have been wearing. He participated in practice but was held out much of the team period. Then we got linebacker Jordan Kunatsky. Ankle return to practice after missing 2 days. And his first day back, Kunatsky made an impact, punching the ball out from Mike Davis's arm for a fumble. So good signs from him. Then moves the guy, the defensive end, Jalen Jelks. We got off the waiver wire from the Dallas Cowboys. He participated in practice after passing his COVID protocols. The team released tight end Andrew Vollert, who they signed Sunday. Vollert gained some attention after his release by the Chargers. So that was some moves we made. And then I have a quote here from Matt Rule. He said, "He's a great young man. No issues with him at all. We had a chance to get a pass rusher in Jelk. Hemingway's back today. It's a numbers game." That's what Matt Rule said about the move. And then he also said, "This is a really hard year being a 80 player as opposed to 90, and having some players getting hurt early that we want to hold on to, like Kirkwood." So quotes from our head coach, Matt Rule. The Panthers also claimed kicker/punter Kerry Vedivic off waivers from the Bills. The Panthers will make a corresponding move once he clears for the COVID-19 protocols. Then we got some top plays today from what I've heard. Turnovers have previously been restricted to 3 fumbles that occurred in Tuesday's practice, but the defense got a leg up against Corn Elder. Stepped in front of wide receiver Curtis Samuel in a one-on-one drill to pick off Teddy Bridgewater pass. It was a good play by Elder, who got a little bit more of action today. Highlights also included cornerback Eli Apple is being worked into the defense a lot more each day. They put him against DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson did have a great catch against him on a one-on-one drill. That was more about Bridgewater's well-placed pass. So some good signs from Robbie Anderson and the DJ Moore and Eli Apple. And also come to find out that Christian McCaffrey has been doing some punt returns. Farrah Cooper, as well as DJ Moore, has been doing some punt returns as well. Then here, another thing on Christian McCaffrey was, this is probably be a part of everyday training camp observations, but I was reminded how good Christian McCaffrey was today. Just zooming past defenders, he had a play against rookie Stan Thomas Oliver that just wasn't fair. It might seem obvious, but he stands out even in camp settings, as Russell Okung said Tuesday. So that was a quote from Russell Okung that I was reading off to you about McCaffrey. He says McCaffrey is always competing. So that's good to hear from our top offensive tackle, talking about our wonderful, I want to say he's wonderful running back. All right, so then come to find out, P.J. Walker had a good start today as well, including a pass to Moore that went for a touchdown. Walker and second year Will Grier have been up and down through the first days of camp. Rule said that Thursday, that right now Grier is leading the backup competition, but it has been back and forth. And then here's a quote from Matt Rule. For the rest of the week camp, P.J. would have been a little bit ahead. I think Will's battled back. I know when you guys watch it, I know you guys still see it differently, because obviously we're seeing like the ball should go here. It should go there, Rule said. But to me, it's way too early to start thinking about it yet. And that's a quote from Matt Rule. On another note, Rule did say that if the team was playing today, Bridgewater would be the starter. Nothing new. Just passing along. Bridgewater couldn't connect on a few throws Thursday, but has looked overall solid. So that's good. So that's some good news from the quarterback side, that Bridgewater, we all knew, was basically going to end up being the starter. And it's kind of a surprise for me, actually, to think that Will Grier's leading the backup race right now, according from Matt Rule. That's a surprise to me, because I was thinking that PJ was going to definitely take that, but evidently Will Grier is. So that's some good signs from the quarterbacks. Defensive end, Effie Aboda was looking good so far. I saw him get to the edge in the pass rush drill today. Another sign of that. That's what quote from Matt Rule. This week, he is someone the coaching staff wants to find a role for. Another quote from Matt Rule: we're trying to carve out and really find a great role for him where he can make an impact on the game. So, and then, of course, which I think has kind of been the hype about our training camp, which is Jeremy Chinn, continues to be positive. He's been very involved thus far from what we know. I mean, he's constantly bragged about every time I read about the updates or get an update from my sources that say that Jeremy Chinn is just a stud and he's progressing every time he gets on the field. So positive news from Jeremy Chinn. Some not so great things. Undrafted free agent Joseph Charlton shanked a punt over a wall earlier this week, and the punter booted another punt wide left over a wall Thursday. There's no denying that the former Gamecock has quite a leg on him, but has had some solid kicks thus far. He's been inconsistent, though. So, I mean, it's punter, so what are you going to do, I guess, And then, of course, Panthers claimed that Vedovic off of waivers from the Bills. Vedovic gives the team a competition for both the kicker and punter. Also, Ravens traded the Norwegian player to the Vikings for a 5th-round pick in 2019, but he lost the kicking competition in Minnesota to Dan Bailey, obviously. But since 2018, Vedovic has been with 5 total teams and played in just 1 regular season game for the Jets. He missed a field goal and an extra point attempt in that game. Instead of putting another player or play here, let's go with all of the humbling and small injuries that occur on the field. At one point, it felt that 3 players were being looked at all at the same time. The Panthers are giving players 3 off days over an 8-day stretch to try to prevent injuries. But seeing so many players being looked at even for minor things isn't ideal. So that's something we got to think about and hope that slows down. So that's just a little bit of an update on the training camp. Here's some other notes that I just thought will be fun. There was some country music out at practice today. especially during warm-ups. Most of the music at practice has been rap thus far, but this was more of a mix. Every practice has featured Jump Around by a House of Pain. So, rookie cornerback Troy Pride was one of the players that had a bit of a limp following a gunner drill. He's had some good plays thus far, some not so good plays in camp as well. He did have one pass breakup, but also talked over some other things with assistant coaches. And then here's a quote about from Matt Rule that I read that was about Christian McCaffrey and Pharaoh and DJ all switching up on the punt returns. And here, quote from Matt Rule: "I think anytime you have a chance to get the ball in one of your best players' hands is something you have to think about." Rule said, "Again, it's not something I'm sitting here saying that we're doing. You asked me if we would consider, and I said obviously I would consider it, but it's not like in our immediate plans. I think one of the reasons for that is Farrah Cooper. He's a Pro Bowl returner that we got. We're gonna really exhaust that, but we are going to work Christian and DJ at times. If it's the right situation, if it was a punter that's given us more returnable balls, if the ball's backed up, then I think you consider it just a little bit more." So back to that, I think versatility will continue to be a theme for the Panthers through this training camp. While listed defensive back Miles Hartsfield was wearing a blue offense jersey and took reps at running back, having players who can fill in a multiple spots is a priority with the unknowns surrounding COVID-19. So that's something else that we need to know. But in an ending here, following a Walker incompletion at the end of the drill, the entire offense had to do push-ups. So PJ Walker sounds like he needs to step it up. So obviously, from the training camp update, Walker's not doing so good. I hope he gets better. Will Greer seems to be the backup as of right now, and Teddy seems solid. But yeah, guys, that's your training camp update of the Carolina Panthers for this Thursday, August 20th, 2020. So, guys, hope you enjoyed the update. Click that, like I said, punch that like button, punch that subscribe button, and comment down below. And Panther Nation and Pantherologists, keep pounding.